Hello, and welcome to the Base, Big and Small Screens. This week, this week, I am going back to an anime. It's been a little while since I've covered an anime, so I'm covering one of the more obscure favorites that I have. One that I think not many of you may know about, and that particular anime is Sister Princess. Now, Sister Princess is a seven-volume anime from ADV Films. Uh, I'm not sure that's still in existence, ADV Films, but you might be able to find it still. I don't know. Um, if you can, check it out. When I first saw this was on a fan sub that I downloaded because it wasn't available here. Um, and at the time, as long as it wasn't licensed over here, it was not illegal to download the fan sub. So I watched some of it here, then it got licensed, so then I'm like, all right, I will wait for it to come out because I liked what I saw. Now, I don't normally go in for this type of anime because this is a harem style anime. For those of you who don't know, a harem anime is one where you have the male protagonist, who you can see here, usually ends up being surrounded by women who like him. And that's, the harem. That's what they call it. Now, I don't normally go in for that type of anime. Um, I've seen a little bit of Tenchi Muyo. I found that amusing and enjoyable. All the sci-fi stuff. I've seen a little bit of um, what was the other one? I think it's Love Hina. A couple episodes of that. Didn't really get into it. It's not usually my cup of tea, but there's something about this one that just caught my eye and caught my interest a great deal. Now, we're going to get in on the close-up here, just so you can see. Yes. Basically, let me get the premise down first. Basically, you have our main character here. What the hell is his name? It's been a long time since I've seen this. Wataru. Wataru Minakami. Yes, he's pretty much top of his class in middle school in Tokyo. He's got a butler, and all of a sudden he unexpectedly fails the test. So his butler unceremoniously ships him off to this island, Promise Island, I believe it's called, in the middle of nowhere to attend to school there. He's got no contact whatsoever with any of his former classmates, any of his studious former life. Thrust into this completely new thing. And along his first day and whatnot, he ends up meeting quite a few, shall we say, pretty girls. Because this is how the harem anime works. However, here's the thing. Over the course of the day, he ends up meeting, we'll zoom in here. All right. These six girls here, you've got, oh, on the other side here, right here. You got the couple of the little ones that look like they might be 14 or 15 maybe. Um, the one in the pink there, she's Baker. The one, yes, in the green sweater is um, she's a really cheerful one. Then you've got the really elegant one. Then you've got, for some odd reason, the British one. And then over here, you've got the really shy one, who's got anemia. Um, the really sporty one. Then the magic one. Then the inventor. The Japanese one. And the overly friendly one. We'll say that. The typical, in a way. Anyways, these are the 12 girls he ends up meeting over the course of his day, and he ends up finding out they are all his sisters. 12 sisters all of a sudden. So right then and there, the entire premise of the harem anime kind of um, took a bit of a different turn. And I'm not 100% sure. It may be that this particular anime was based off of one of the erotic games that are over there in Japan. I don't know. There have been quite a few good animes coming out over here that have been adapted from erotic games. And if so, if this is one um, that has been adapted from a erotic game, it is one of the better ones because they've done away with that entirely. Now, the overly familial one that I mentioned, she wants to be a bride and wants to, quote unquote, marry her brother. She wants to have this relationship. There's a little bit of romance there, um, but that's the sort of thing that you can boil down to um, basically childhood fantasy in a way. Uh, they don't. There's a lot of this. Oh, she wants to be a bride. She kind of flirts with him a bit in a way, and little things like that. But it's not. It never really crosses a line anywheres in it. And over the course of everything, uh, the entire 7 discs, all 24, 26 episodes, can't remember which the count is, the everything really takes on a very um, not even a romance tone. That's only with that one girl. Everything has a very heartfelt feeling to it all. It's very very cute, very soft, and what's the word I'm looking for here? Uh, Fluffy in a way. So yeah, not my typical anime that I like, even though I do like some anime that are targeted at girls, simply because it's anime and it's weird and strange and wonderful. But this one, this harem anime, it's very, very bizarre because all of the sisters wants to have a good relationship and not romantic relationship, just a good sibling relationship with their newfound brother. And he's basically having to put up with all 12 of these girls trying to have his attention all the time because he's their quote unquote big brother. So they all want to they all want they'll look up to him and they want him to look favorably on them. And that's where the whole story arc really comes through and really gets into. There's a lot of that heartfelt feeling, the familial sibling bonding going on in this particular anime. And there are a few other minor characters. There's a lot of little extras around the island that look suspiciously like the butler uh, and another guy, Strange. Then there is the quote unquote best friend who ends up declaring himself best friend of the main guy and who got there because he cheated on a test. And then there's another girl who seems to be spying on our main guy and reporting back to somebody. And she claims to be the 13th sister for throughout most of it. The other 12 sisters have never met, but they don't say anything. So it's kind of weird in that regard. And there's this whole thing going on where he's communicating through email to someone back home, a friend of his, and I think he starts a budding online romance as well with a girl over email and whatnot. And there's a lot of this little subplot going throughout the entire series. But really and truly, it's just very, very warm and fuzzy and inoffensive. Uh, and I know that doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement. It's one of those animes that I'm not really sure why I like it. I just really, really do. I just enjoyed it from the very first moment I saw it, even though I'm not typically drawn to harem animes, and it's just a good watch. So if you're looking for something new in anime, something you haven't seen before, you might want to try tracking down Sister Princess because I think you might like it. If your tastes run at all similar to mine, you might enjoy it. So give it a try. It could be uh, it could be one of those little things that you just go, oh, well, that's cool. And hey, if you can't have those little moments in your life, well, then you're not looking hard enough, at least in my opinion. So this week I recommend Sister Princess. Give it a try. You might like it. And I'll see you next week.